Stairwell number 7 extended version. Chapter 1. The elevator is out of order. The elevator had been out of order for 23 days. Alina knew this for sure. She'd been counting. At first, out of irritation, then almost out of principle. Every evening, walking up to the 7th floor had become something of a ritual. But today was different. The evening the Sofia was strange. The air seemed heavier than usual. Even the street noise cars, the occasional passerby, sounded muffled, as if through glass. She approached the entrance and paused for a second. The door was ajar. Strange. Usually it slammed automatically. Alina stepped inside. The smell of damp and old paint assaulted her nose. The light on the first floor was on, but dimly the lamp was clearly on its last legs. She looked at the stairs, a dark shaft leading upward, and for the first time in forever, she felt uneasy. Chapter 2. Someone above. She passed the 3rd floor quickly. On the 4th, she stopped. There was someone up there. You couldn't see them, but it felt like a stare in your back. She slowly raised her head. The light on the 5th floor flickered, and for a split second, a silhouette. Is anyone there?
О пропаже 18-летнего Егора Котова. Новая экспертиза показала, что был обнаружен именно его труп. Однако его родители утверждали, что Егор пропал сутки назад. И что все эти 2 недели он находился дома, вел себя слишком тихо, мало говорил, плохо ел, был каким-то заторможенным. Отец с матерью подумали, не принимает ли чего их сынок тайком. Хотели его отвезти в клинику на анализы, но Егор сбежал. А еще через день после их заявления в подвале дома, где проживали Котовы, была обнаружена человеческая кожа, сброшенная, словно шкура змеи. И если так можно сказать, в прекрасном состоянии. На ней не было ни единого пореза, ни одного повреждения. Изнутри она была покрыта той же дрянью, что и найденные тела без кожи. Я с коллегами был потрясен и совершенно не понимал, что происходит. Единственное, что мы поняли, у нас в городе завелся крайне изощренный маньяк, который немыслимым образом отделяет кожу от тел. И теперь у нас появился еще один труп. Вдвоем с Петровым я вышел из парка, перешел через дорогу и быстро нашел нужный дом по адресу. Из двери с домофоном выходила пожилая женщина с мелкой собакой на поводке, и мы попытались войти в подъезд. Однако гражданка преградила нам дорогу, расставив широко руки. Ну, с ее широкими габаритами она без труда закрыла весь дверной проем. «Куда?» — гаркнула она сурово. «Вы кто такие? Куда собрались?» Вот же пронырливая какая. Небось, главное по дому. Пришлось вытаскивать из кармана удостоверение и сунуть ей под самый нос. Пенсионерка любопытно осмотрела его, словно обнюхивая, и переменилась в лице. «Ой, а вы кому?» Любопытным, елейным голоском спросила она. «Может, я чем помочь могу? Я всех в нашем доме знаю».
For me. Chapter 6. The Wrong Monster. As he came closer, Alina expected to see a monster. But she saw an ordinary man, average height, nothing memorable, and that was precisely the scariest part. "Why me?" she asked. He looked straight at her. "'Cause you saw..." What? He didn't answer, but she already felt there was an answer. Chapter 7. A flash of memory. A van, black, parked at the entrance. The man was loading something heavy. She thought it was strange then, and took a photo. "A phone," she whispered. "I have it," he said calmly. He took a step closer. "You shouldn't have done this." And in that moment she realized, this wasn't a random kidnapping. This is a mistake. Chapter 8. Pressure. The days began to blur together. He came. He looked. Sometimes he spoke, but more often he was silent. And this silence weighed more heavily than any threat. Alina began to analyze. He's not impulsive. He controls himself. But he's not sure. Sometimes his gaze lingered too long. Sometimes his hands shook. And one day, he asked, "Are you afraid?" She looked straight at him. "Yes." Pause. "But not you." It hurt. She saw Chapter 9. Mistake number 2. In the department, Markov examined the map. He's narrowing the radius, or gaining a foothold. Markov pointed to a point. Here. Why? Because he's sure they won't find him. And that's his mistake? Markov nodded. Always. Chapter 10. Contact. You're not a killer, Alina said one day. He froze. You don't know who I am. I know. She looked at him calmly. You're afraid. Silence. Long. Dangerous. He came closer. Very close. Careful, he said quietly. Or what? And again, a pause. But now she felt he was on the edge. Chapter 11. Crack. That night he came back different. Nervous. Angry. They're close. He paced the room. You've ruined everything. Then let me go. He laughed, but the laugh was hollow. You think it's that simple? No, she said. But you've already lost. He turned sharply. Why? She looked him in the eye. Because you doubt. And that was a blow. Chapter 12. Chance. The next day he made a mistake. He untied one hand, as he sometimes did. But this time, too close. Too relaxed. Alina didn't hesitate. A blow. Sharp. Precise. He recoiled. She broke free. The keys. The table. A jerk. He was already coming to his senses. Stop. She didn't stop. The lock. Click. The door. The stairs. Chapter 13. Running. She ran up. Her heart was breaking. Her feet were slipping. But she didn't stop. Light. Door. Street. Air. And suddenly, sirens. Chapter 14. Finale. She's here. Hands. People. Voices. Alina barely heard, just breathed, greedily, as if for the first time. They took him out later, in handcuffs. He looked at her, and now she saw he wasn't in control of the situation at all. Epilogue. A month later. The same entrances, the same elevator, which still wasn't working. Alina stopped on the 4th floor. She looked up, and for the first time, she felt nothing. No fear, no anxiety, only silence.